Thank you. I know your biggest concern is education, and that is a concern of mine too. But I'm concerned about the students in general, their health, and their well-being. The CDC just released a study in February 2023 about the mental health of teens, and the numbers are terrifying. 57% of teenage girls and 29% of teenage boys have reported mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. 30% of teenage girls reported seriously considering attempting to unalive themselves. Of these children, 86% reported coming from a family with present parents who knew where they were and what they were doing. This study also stated that school-based activities can help reduce these numbers. School-based activities made a profound difference in the lives of teenagers. Things that have strong focus on student connectivity and help students feel a strong connection to their peers in their school. It was stated that since children spend more than 95% of their daily lives at school, it's imperative that schools play a major role in solving these issues. Considering the lack of resources in our area and the long wait list for mental health services, this statement rings true. 9th through 12th grades are crucial grades academically and developmentally. This is a time they form who they will become as an adult and what they will do after graduation. The following statement is from a friend of mine who was part of the consolidation of TDU to Youngsville. She stated, "My transfer in 10th grade ruined my confidence, the confidence I had in going to college. It demolished the resume I had been building to support my college goals. The shift in educational structure and style completely derailed my investment. I'm not lying when I say it was a hard time for me. I was never timid, shy, self-conscious, soft-spoken, or secluded. I was always outgoing and jumping at new experiences. Changing schools completely changed who she was as a student and as a person. This is not a small decision to make. This will impact these children for the rest of their lives. If these students are uprooted from the schools, teachers, and peers they have spent the last 10 years of their lives with, I believe it will be extremely traumatic and detrimental to their education and mental health. These kids have already survived some very traumatic experiences over the last few years." On September 13th, 2011, your Daily Local posted the following quote, "I think they are super excited to just get back to normal," Stewart said. "That's what I hear everywhere. It was kind of our mantra at the school opening, let's get back to the basics, get back to what we know, get back to the normal school environment." And they seemed very excited about doing so. That statement was made 6 months ago. And now this district is considering taking that normalcy away from half of the high schools in this district. Thank you for your time.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the administration and the board for having the opportunity to speak with you. I'm standing here as wearing two hats, actually. One is a resident of Youngsville Borough, and the other one is a borough councilman for Youngsville Borough. But this evening, my comments are just going to be basically as a resident, because I hope, Amy, I hope you've gotten my information, and I'll be gracious enough to let me speak from a councilman standpoint when we get together for municipal personnel to you. Just a quick note on your question 11, it has the list of all your updates and things done to construction on buildings and things, and frequently asked questions. 1985 is completely missing Youngsville's major renovation. It was a complete rebuild of Youngsville High School. So that's not on, it was in 1985. Also in 2013, there were major upgrades as a result of the great fire extinguisher at the Sullivan. And you had the high school with the HVAC system, the electric repairs, and computers were all redone at that point in time. Also missing from that list. This afternoon, I just took an opportunity to take a look at logistics. And I can stand here before you and say that if you take a look, Youngsville Borough is located strategically, basically, in the center of that county. Also, Youngsville Borough, with the exception of TU as a charter school, Youngsville Borough is the only municipality in that county whereby any student from kindergarten through 12th grade can walk to school. Think about that for a minute. Can walk to school. Not that I'm saying that a kindergartner should walk to school, But I'm saying the ability exists within our geopolitical boundaries for that to happen. That's pretty rare. I also took a look, and because sometimes you can think, maybe this is me being paranoid, maybe this is just, sometimes you think you can read the tea leaves of what's going to happen. So what I did relative to logistics today, I took a few things as a result of Google Maps. Now, I don't know how official or authentic this is from a standpoint of all the folks that are your consultants and things, but here's some information from Youngsville. Use my Joe voice. Oh, there we go. Got nervous a bit, sorry. From Youngsville to Eisenhower High School is 16 miles. From Grand Valley to Youngsville is 16 miles. From Grand Valley to Eisenhower High School is 31 miles. From Garland to Youngsville, 7 miles. From Garland to Eisenhower, 22 miles. From Spring Creek to Youngsville, 13 miles. From Spring Creek to Eisenhower, 25 miles. From Wrightsville to Youngsville, 10 miles. From Wrightsville to Eisenhower, 14. From Wattsville, it's even, 12 miles east, either direction. From Bear Lake, it's 18 miles to Youngsville, 17 miles to Eisenhower. And from Pittsfield, it's 5 miles to Youngsville, 18 miles to Eisenhower. If you want to go to the other side, you can go Sugar Grove to Youngsville is 10 miles. Sugar Grove to Warren is 16 miles. Lander to Youngsville is 16 miles. Lander to Warren is 11 miles. Russell to Youngsville is 16 miles. Russell to Warren is 8 miles. And from Akeley to Youngsville is 18 miles. And from Akeley to Warren is 9 miles. If you take a look, the concern was there could be some consolidation. I think you need to take a look at the logistics of it. And so we don't have our folks our students spend all their time on buses. And I'd be more than happy to talk to you from a council standpoint when we have that opportunity. But I also want to say that I just think that the direction we're going to go, you want to make sure that you are got the best interest of those students, and travel time is not it. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Amy kind of stole some of my thunder with going to be reading emails at the end, because I was kind of hoping to piggyback on Mark Lindbergh's email that he had sent. So with that being said, it basically proposes an autonomous school type system, localized school boards from the community, more balanced central school board with representatives from those boards. It is a scenario that would require a bold but necessary step in recasting central office as a quality control agent rather than a school and classroom level decision maker. What does that mean? Autonomy drives involvement. It often leads to innovation and definitely increases job satisfaction. This all kind of rolls into the teacher shortage issue as well. Schools would make most decisions at the school and classroom level, rather than being dictated by the central office or a school board. They can remain part of the district, within a district building, and maintain an open line of communication with the central office. Now, the moment to seize the opportunity to move away from being antiquated and evolve schools that are most easily adaptable to changing times and allow educators more flexibility to innovate in the classroom without central office interference. Students would benefit from autonomous schools with a selection of diverse programs and can choose the best fit for their education. Principals would be permitted to hire the best teachers they can find, rather than having to make do with whatever teacher central office happens to send them. It will prevent the loss of teachers who are truly vested in the school and the community by not allowing them to be shuffled away to other schools within the district. When teachers are given true control of their classrooms and respect, teacher retention is most likely going to stabilize. The profession becomes more innovative, creative, and satisfying, and the shortfalls in staffing may be alleviated. This teacher-led, student-centric approach should be very seriously considered. The enthusiasm of the local community and educators will become contagious to the students. As a result, when schools improve, district scores improve. The consideration of autonomous schools is a very equitable consideration for the outlying attendance areas. It deserves sincere and deliberate attention as a solution to the issues at hand within the Warren County School Districts. Thank you.
I don't envy you, administration, board members, the task at hand. I think that your vision is one-sided. I think you can spread teachers throughout the school by moving students, and you can save on busing. You wouldn't be taking students from Youngsville to Warren High School. You could be taking students from Starbreak to Youngsville. You could be taking students from Pleasant in the outlying areas, Kinston Road, to Sheffield. Bring class sizes up in those schools, bring class sizes down to Warren, and create a balanced teaching environment. In the 90s, the school district crossed over from French to Spanish. And there was 4 students in Sheffield High School in the 90s taking virtual French in the same classroom as the Spanish class with their headphones on. It was a success. If in the 90s they can accomplish this, how is this not possible now? We are a rural school district. We're offering high-end classes in some schools, and I don't think it happens, but it can be offered everywhere. East and West Forest offer their courses. They go on a cycle with 6 days, 3 days in each school. The teacher alternates schools, and the aide goes to the other. And the same teacher is teaching the students from both schools. There are so many options. We're looking at graduation rates, and you can help me with this, Amy. Warren graduation, am I correct at 88%? Close. Sheffield at 98%. Who's the last one I looked at? I'm not just for Warren. This isn't me trying to tear down Warren, but I'm noticing that the smaller schools' graduations are higher. And I talked to Patty Mead about this. It's community. These kids aren't getting lost, they're getting picked up. So why not spread some kids in different directions and let them get picked up too? You know, 12% of the kids in Warren, roughly, are not graduating. Okay? If those kids had community lifting them, you know, Starbreak is how far from Youngsville? You know, I mean, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and you have a problem getting up the hill to the high school and to Wake in the mornings, traffic, afternoons, traffic problems. This can only alleviate and help. These communities are the basis of support. If you look at the Department of Education's description of what a school district is supposed to do, community is mentioned 24 times in 2 pages. When you take it out of community, everybody loses. There's facts in front of you can look at. I know you're not involved in sports. Sheffield, graduating roughly 30 to 37 kids in a class, has 100 athletes out for track. 100 plus, okay? And this is, it's a number I'm saying, it's not about sports, it's about community. The percentage of kids that participate in these smaller schools in athletics and in after-school activities, how much higher is it? It's community. If we do not use our communities, this can't work. We've got to find a way to stop this vicious cycle. Who has control? Central has control, so now it's consolidation. So 5 spots are opening up in May on the school board for voting. This is all gonna change. How can we push a proposal through in this short period of time and look everybody in the eye? This is something that takes time. This is something that needs to be looked at. And there's a reason people are running for office now. There's things that matter. We need to come together. We need to find a solution to keep this board balanced all the time so that we don't have this up and down. It's costing us money. Thank you.